Welcome to the Naked Relationship Podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Kelley.
And you can find us, every Friday, apparently, here in the last month or so, we've been posting podcasts. So you can find us Friday Friday morning on your local podcast platform.
We have literally only done that once.
No, listen here, woman. By the time they hear this, this will have been the fourth week in a row that we have updated, or that we posted it on Friday.
So this is for the future.
Yes, because we are recording ahead of time. For the first time in our lives, guys. For the first time.
Listen, it's been a struggle. I do not want to do this. I get lazy. I get tired.
You told me last night that you were really excited for the podcast to record it. Or no, that was this afternoon. And then comes time to record it, and
yeah, because I was cuddling all in bed, all cozy.
She was cuddling our neighbor's dog.
Cutie. Okay.
His name is Bruno. He's a little chihuahua, and I joke with Kelley that I don't know that I should say that joke on the podcast. It might be a little too much for our listeners that don't understand our dynamic. So you can find us online on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our handle is, not our love handles, our handle is @TNR Podcasts. That's plural. You can also email us on our website, thenakedrelationship.com, or you can just direct email us using Gmail, highly recommended. And that email address is now questions@thenakedrelationshippodcast.com. And so yeah, feel free to email us there. I told you guys we were going to change the email up, and sure enough, we done did that.
Cool.
She cares a lot. Is there anyone you want to shout out for reaching out to us?
Oh, thank you from...
You want to use his...
Instagram name.
Let's just call him Tomas. Tom. He knows who he is.
Okay, Tom, thank you for reaching out to us.
He sends us sweet. Some really sweet emails. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so we have some new rules.
Which we should have just brought the fucking piece of paper over here, but we didn't.
Yeah, we have to record in the closet, and
we will come out of it sometime.
You can only bring so much stuff in here, but we have some new rules. We've updated our boundaries list.
Oh, it says it right here on our...
We like to keep a physical piece of paper where we write these down. But recently I said that I kind of want a digital copy of it because it's...
So you know what? Shout out Google Keep.
A digital copy to kind of reference in your phone in case we're you kind of forget a little tidbit of a rule. But anyways, we have some new ones, which our previous ones included a whole sheet of paper.
Before we go into this, I wanted we added onto that sheet of paper.
Yeah, we did.
So now we're almost at a full sheet of paper. We have a rule and then we explain it a little bit. So on the piece of paper, which is why it's so long. And so, I will say this. Remember when we first got together and we would go grocery shopping together and you'd have your little piece of paper and a pen and I'd be like, why don't you just do it on Google Keep and you can share it with me so I can go out and get them? And then you're like, no, I like writing it down. It helps me remember things.
It does.
And then it wasn't long ago that you started using Google Keep for the grocery list. And then here now you're wanting to use Google Keep for our rules.
Okay. Let's continue. I don't like drawing
I'm just right.
podcasts.
I'm just right, and she hates admitting it. So I'm rubbing it in her face.
First rule, we check in every hour.
See? She hates it.
So when we go on solo play dates, sometimes you don't know how long you're going to be with that person. If it's your first time meeting them, you kind of want to get drinks first, chat a little bit, and sometimes, honestly, conversation gets away from me, mostly, because I like to know about people and talk to them. So we could spend at least 2 to 3 hours just talking and at the bar.
We'll explain a little bit more in depth specifically about how this rule came to fruition here in a little bit. But yeah, definitely it is easy for conversation to get away from us. And I mean, not just you, but myself included, because I don't go on that many play dates because who the hell wants to swipe right on my ass?
No, but so that's why we have this new rule. We have to check in every hour. That's including if we're meeting someone just for drinks and then we head back to their place. If we have a break in between sex, we still have to check in every hour.
Just like to let us know like what's
we're,
going on.
We're safe and that
Yeah.
what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we have.
And then the other rule is, another rule is if you say you're gonna leave, leave. No audibles. And I think we also said no audibles in general. Like, like stick to the plan, I guess.
What the heck is an audible?
Clearly, she does not know who Peyton Manning is. It's a change of game plan. It's a change of the plan.
No one cares. I don't care about football stuff, okay?
Yeah, you do.
Basically,
you're 12.
If one
Go
of our
Hawks.
if our partner, me or Adam, say he got like cold feet suddenly, doesn't want me to go, I will not go. I will respect his feelings and not go.
Can I just tell you that your hair looks fucking amazing right now? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got a little sidetracked. I'm not sorry.
Third rule we have added is no pet names.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm a little bit jealous on that one.
Yeah, I call Adam Babe. Babe. What else do I call you?
You call me a dick sometimes when you're mad at me.
No, so I call Adam Babe a lot, and I'm not. I guess when Adam saw some text messages, like other guys like talking to me and stuff, and like I know how common it is for people to use like pet names and things like that, like honey, sweetie, babe, all those things, hun. Adam got a little bit, ruffled with the use of those names towards
Like, it didn't start a fight or anything, but
No.
I don't know.
It
like,
struck a nerve, like a
it
sensitive
did,
nerve.
yeah. Because I feel like that's almost like not necessarily like an ownership, because like you're not physically mine, but like you are like my fiance, and I kind of feel like, at least in my head, like that pet names are reserved for like me and you, like I wouldn't want like some other girl calling me like babe, like that's what you call me, So, moving on, no sleepovers, which was already a rule anyway.
Yeah.
And then we kind of limited like the amount of solo plays per week to 3, which is still, I feel like it's a little bit up there in limit, but it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I have a busy work schedule. I only play on my off days. I never play when I have to work because I found out that makes me fucking exhausted. And weekends are usually just for me and Adam unless we specifically have an event planned and we talk about it to each other. But yeah, so 3 times a week.
3 times the charm.
3 times the charm.
You ready to talk about... So, Kelley had a play date in... about an hour outside of where her mom lives when she took her sister home, which is a 6-hour drive. And so she had a play date. And how do you want to do this? Do you want to do where like you tell your side of the story, then I tell mine, or do you want to like tell it like we normally do? And, like you say something, and then like I'll interject with my point of view, and then you keep going.
How about we separate? I say mine, you say yours.
All right, fine. I will not listen.
Okay, so my sister came and visited me because we were wedding dress shopping for me. Spoiler, I found my dress.
She said yes to the dress.
But she came and visited me and stayed with me for a week. So she's very young, so I had to take her back because she's not very comfortable driving long distances, and it's like a lengthy 6-hour drive through the mountains. So I took her back. I was swiping on some guys on Bumble while I was chilling at my mom's trying to recover from that long ass drive, and I get an email alert, which is weird, from a guy I used to hook up with in that area. And the email was like, hey, what's up? I saw that you were on Bumble and I accidentally kept swiping, but I knew it was you. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm like over here visiting my mom. But yeah. And he's like, you should come over. I have beer, wine, weed if you're into that, and of course my dick. I was like, let me ask Adam first. I asked Adam before I replied if that was okay, like if it was okay to play alone in different cities, and I let him know, and he was totally cool. So I replied back, said yeah, I'm actually like getting ready to head back home. Where is like, what is your address? And he's like, oh, I moved. So he was actually on my way going back home. So it would just be a quick pit stop on the long ride home. So I let Adam know his name, first name, 'cause I only knew his first name, and address, because that's one of our rules, is that we give the location and
we
name.
also share our location via Google Maps, which if you don't have Apple, totally use Google Maps regardless, because you can share your location.
Yeah, so share my location with him and stuff. Got there, he got a new apartment. His bed is right next to the door. And he uses his actual bedroom as a studio because he is a musician.
A musician?
Musician. So, get there, we have a drink, we catch up for about like an hour, 30 minutes or so. And then we get on to me blowing him. So...
I don't know that you've told me the details of the sexual, other than... Yeah, I don't think you have.
Okay, well then.
This is exciting.
Yeah, sit back and
This
listen.
reminds me of Front Porch Swingers.
Okay, so I finish my beer, okay, and I start blowing him, and he is sitting on the couch. I am on my knees in front of him with my shirt off, just my bra, and he loves the color of my skin, like a lot, like so much that he's mentioned it a couple more times.
Because it is perfect.
I just had to throw that in there because I'm brown. Not a lot of people love the color brown.
I love you and everything about you. And you are... I tell people that we're talking to, like potential play partners, that you're Miss Perfect. And sometimes I swear I come across as whipped because of how in love with you I am.
God.
Willing to admit that I am.
Anyways, I'm on my knees with no shirt, just in my bra, in front of him, blowing the shit out of his dick. And I get him to come, which he said he's never come before from a girl blowing him. So that's how good I am. And I swallow it because
you're a dirty... No,
I'm a bad bitch. No, I swallow it because I have nowhere to like put it. There's no tissue. I didn't want to spit it up in my t-shirt, so I swallow it. Easy removal. And so... Next part, we're just sitting on the couch, just chatting, kind of waiting for him to recover so we can actually, like, get to the sex. So we basically chat for another hour. Like, throughout the hour, I keep checking up on him. I'm like, do you feel like you're ready to go? He's like, no, just a few more minutes. So we're just chatting, talking about music, because, you know, he's a musician and stuff. So I text Adam, and I think I told you that, like...
You're about to leave?
I'm about to leave, because he... you know, couldn't perform at that point. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I was like trying to say that, hey, I kind of gotta go because, you know, I have a long drive ahead of me. I'm just gonna use your bathroom real quick. Pop in the bathroom. And I'm about to like say goodbye. He's like, no, just let me try. Like, one more time. I can do it. I know I can. So we start making out on his bed, which is like right next to the couch. And so we start making out. He is on top of me. He puts on a condom. He's kind of semi-soft, more on the hard side. So he kind of like struggles a little bit to put it on. And he tries to insert it that way. It did not go well because it kept like, you know, plopping out. So I'm like, listen, it's okay if you can't. Like, it's really no hard feelings or issues. It's fine. He's like, I'm so sorry, and I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just, like, you gave me a really good blowjob. I was like, I know. And so he takes off the condom. I kind of just lay there, and I just, like, I asked him where his sheets were from because they were so fucking soft, and he was like, Amazon. I'm like, really? And I made him show me the link to his sheets. And then, like, he takes a hit of his bong, and he smokes, which is totally, like, I'm totally okay with it. That's something I choose not to do because of my profession and because, honestly, it makes me feel like I'm going to throw up, so.
Unless it's edible brownies, apparently.
So, he's, like, taking a hit of his bong, and I'm just kind of, like, laying there in bed. My body's starting to feel, like, pretty good laying in this soft-ass bed. And I start thinking to myself, oh God, I had one beer. One beer makes me sleepy. This bed is so soft. And, like, he turns over to me and we start making out again. He starts kind of, like, getting hard. Like, really hard this time. And he throws on another condom. We try again. No go. Second time. I'm like, listen. You are very sweet. I'll probably see you next time. But I, like, really have to go. I can, like, internally, I feel like, God, I'm so tired. Like, I want to go to bed. So, in my head, I was thinking I'd drive a little bit, maybe, like, stop somewhere to get gas and, like, take a quick nap, and then head on over. So, I turn over onto my stomach. I'm laying on this pillow. I'm like, God, this feels so good. And he's like, wait, don't go. Let's just do it one more time. We've wasted, like, 2 condoms by this point. I was like, how many condoms do you have? He's like, one more time. I'm like, fine. Last time. He gets it up. He gets hard. He fucks me from behind, and his dick is kind of curved
So it
upward.
hits your
it hits
spot.
my spot perfectly. Like
She's putting me to shame right now.
He's kind of a dick, but I suffer through it because his dick is literally, like, perfect where it hits the right areas, and I suffer through it. Like, it's... he made me come, for sure. And he was still hard. So, we did it again. Like, he took off the condom, I sucked him a little bit, and then we fucked again. And at that point, I was exhausted. And I fell asleep. The next thing I hear is this loud-ass pounding at the fucking door. And the bed is literally right next to the door. This guy shoots up. He's like, what the fuck?
He shoots up like heroin?
Shoots up out of bed, like,
okay.
jumping up out of
That's
bed.
clarifying.
And he's like, what the fuck? And he, like, throws on some shorts. And he opens the door, and it's 2 police officers. They ask him, sir, what's your name? And he says his name. I don't know what his name is still. And he's like...
Well, we don't need to repeat that anyway.
Yeah, anyways. And then they ask, sir, is there a Kelley last name in here? And he's like, there's a Kelley here. I do not know her last name. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Do you mind if we speak to her? And he's like, yeah, hold on. She has to put on some clothes because she's naked. He closes the door. I throw on leggings, crop top, walk over there, and these 2 young-ass police officers are standing right in front of me, staring at the ground. And they ask me, ma'am, are you Kelley? Last name? I'm like, yes. Are you safe? I'm like, yes. And they're like, ma'am, do you know that your husband is trying to contact you? And I was like, no, I literally fell asleep. And during this whole point, they're not looking at me in my face. They are looking at the ground, talking to me. And in my head, I think, oh, fucking God, this is so embarrassing. They think I'm over here cheating on my husband with some rando dude.
I don't know why they said husband. I said you're my fiance.
Yeah.
But.
And I'm like, okay, I will call him right now. Thank you. And I close the door. I'm like, oh my fucking God. The guy is like, oh my God, this is going to make for a great story. I'm over here freaking out, trying to, like, find my phone. It was on the fucking couch. Find my phone, trying to call you, text you. And I check first to see, like, how many times he called me, how many times he texted me, because I knew he probably was freaking the fuck out, because I hadn't, like, messaged him in a while. And this is the part where I personally got upset. And I only see 3 texts that I missed and, like, 2 calls. I was expecting, like, 50 texts, 40 calls. But no. It was just that 3 text messages and 2 calls. I fell asleep for 3 hours. And there was only 3 texts and 2 calls. So, in my head, I feel like he jumped the gun pretty early. But I'm going to let him take over from here.
Alright, so when you left, you wanted to go to your mom's house, which is a 6-hour drive, and you didn't really sleep well the night. And if you know anything about Kelley, she needs about 24 hours worth of sleep in order to function properly and be well rested. The other part about Kelley, she doesn't know her physical limits when it comes to stamina and sleep. Because she will, for example, last week, she worked 7 a.m. to 11, and then slept a couple hours, and then worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then the next day, she worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. My point is, she will sign up for extra shifts, not realizing how fucking exhausted it's going to make her. And so anyway, she goes and takes her sister home 6 hours and stays there for a little bit at her mom's house. Not even a night. She just wanted to stay there for maybe a couple hours. And then she texts me and says, hey, I think I want to go fuck this guy. And I remember the guy from last year about this time. And I was like, yeah, sure. I was a little turned on by it. And so, you know, I think you texted me, like, that you're on your way there, and then a little bit after you got there. And one of our rules is that you text when you get there. And so, you know, a couple hours go by, and you check in maybe once, and then, like, a couple more hours go by. And at this point, you know, I'm expecting, you know, like, the total pump and dump situation to be over. Because most of your play dates last between 30 minutes to an hour. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is going on 4 hours. And so, for me, Kelley will tell you that one of my biggest, I don't know if you want to call it flaws or faults or whatever, is that I overthink and I overanalyze everything. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
I'm
listening to you.
She's listening, but she's also into her phone, which I was doing while she was telling her story. But I overthink everything, and so I was trying to, like, make a mental effort to not freak the fuck out. Because she's right. I normally would have, you know, called her a shit ton more to figure out, like, if she was okay, because, like, again, your play dates usually last between 30 minutes and an hour, and this was, I think, all in total, I mean, you got there, like 6 o'clock, and you left at, like, 3 a.m. my time.
I got there at 8.
Okay, so for 7 hours.
Okay.
So, and we are not, again, one of our rules is no sleepovers, and it's always been a rule of ours. Mm-hmm. And so, and in my view of the whole thing was kind of communication broke down because it was few and far between. And then, like you said, you're going to leave. I'm like, okay, great. Situation's over. I know she's okay. And then it was like another 2.5, 3 hours before the cops got there. And yes, I did call the cops because I was concerned because, like, you weren't talking and, like, I didn't know, like, what was going on, you know, because communication had really just kind of broke down. And plus this was a 7-hour play date when normally they're 30 minutes to an hour, and communication had broken down. So I was concerned, and I was trying not to freak the fuck out. And, like, after you told me you're going to leave, I was really relieved that you were leaving and that you were okay. And then, what did I say, like 2.5 hours later or something like that is when the cops got there?
Yeah.
So I was very concerned, and I was trying not to be, which is why I didn't, like, blow your phone up more than I did. Mm-hmm. And so, but we've talked about it since then, and I'd like to think that we've moved on from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And hence the new rules about checking in. When you say you're going to leave, regardless of who it is and what they're saying. Oh, just one more time. No, I told Adam or I told Kelley I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. And again, we reiterate the no sleepovers part in this piece of paper over here with our, not necessarily script, but our outline for this episode. So.
Yeah, that was a fun story to tell.
It took about 15 minutes.
Oh, God. No, that poor guy.
Yeah. Like, you kind of feel for the bloke, but at the same time, like, I'm just glad you're okay. And you texted him, like, the next day, and he said he completely understood.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
He was really understanding about it. Like, he laughed. But, yeah.
Yep. All right. So, um, yeah, and like even like the no audible thing that kind of plays into that too. So, so now we're going to move on to apparently where I get to brag about how I got to play alone with a girl, another girl. Well, that's next in the thing. That's what you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's what you're pointing to. So, um, I was supposed to have a play date with the girl from the previous episode, which at this point is 8 months later or something like that. And she's canceled on me. But I did meet a girl off Bumble, and we had some fun. Although neither of us realized it at the time. But as she was coming over to our apartment, she drove by her ex-boyfriend's house, who apparently was very verbally abusive and didn't appreciate everything that she had to offer, I believe, because he would like talk down to her and like just be really mean about her physical appearance. And but anyway, so we start doing it, and then she's riding me, and I start doing a little jackrabbit, because this was like our second time fucking that night, and if you want to call it second, I never really pulled out. Anyway, always wore a condom though. But anyway, so she's on top of me, and I'm going jackrabbit, and then she like hops off and just takes a minute and starts crying, and that's when she tells me about her ex-boyfriend. Kelley wanted to bring that up. She put it in the outline. But yeah, like
Yeah, because you had a girl cry while you were fucking her. Like, what? How weird is? Well, it's not okay. I get it.
I mean, I
feel sorry for her.
I know my dick is terrible, but the fact that she would cry over in all honesty, like, I'm glad she's out of the situation.
Yeah.
But it's still sad that it affected her in that way, where she can't enjoy moments that are supposed to be very pleasurable and fun.
Yeah, she literally came twice because Adam told me, and I felt so proud of him. I'm so proud of you, babe.
And also, so like in the last episode so in case you don't remember, babe, was when we were talking.
I don't like referring to our previous episodes. I don't think.
I know, but let me just say this one thing.
Okay.
You were in a place where you didn't want to hear about my playing episodes or experiences, and now you're like you've changed, and no, I'm not throwing that in your face like a snowball. I'm just saying, like, I enjoy that, and I'm thankful for that. I don't feel as rejected anymore. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you, because that little app that we have, that the
love app.
Yeah, the love app, the 5 love languages. They have an app, and it tells you. It matches you with, you and your partner do it together on your own phones, and then it reminds you to do certain things. So like one of Kelley's things is acts of service and words of affirmation. Mm-hmm. And so every so often I'll get a notification, often while I'm at work, to make the bed, or when I get home from work, it'll be verbalize things you appreciate. So I just wanted to take the time to verbalize things I appreciate. So, yeah. What's next, babe?
Talk about that guy you played with.
My old friend.
Your old friend.
So in high school and college, I fooled around with a guy
who was married, by the way.
Yeah, his husband and him have this dynamic that I don't fully understand.
It feels like an open relationship.
Yeah, it's almost like it's open, but they don't want to know about the other one's playing activities.
So they both play.
Yeah, I think so. Well, he's more like non-sexual.
Asexual.
Yeah. Yeah, he's more asexual. And so but like it might be once every 3 to 4 months when his husband wants to play with him. So, and this particular gentleman is got a really high sex drive. And so we were living in another state, and then at the time when we were fooling around, and it was a state where Kelley and I went to college, and then Kelley and I have since moved out of that state about 2.5, 3 hours away, and I randomly get a message on Grindr saying it's him and that he has an apartment right across the street from where our apartments are, and so we ended up hooking up. It was a good time, but I made a rookie mistake and I didn't prep my booty hole because ain't nothing was getting in there. And but overall, it was fun to catch up. I mean, he told me about how both of his parents passed, and like his mother was just a real sweetheart. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Very exciting story, babe.
I mean, like, I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know. You wrote it on the list.
Did I? No, Oh, I did, didn't I? That's not my writing. That's too neat.
Anyways, yeah. So we just wanted to talk about that. And other stuff we're gonna save for another episode.
Oh, wow, this is at 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of editing you're gonna make me do.
Mm-hmm. So, thank you guys for listening. We have more to share.
Sharing is caring. Oh, do you want to tell them about the thing we got at Walgreens of all fucking places?
Oh my god. So, quick thing. So, before we head out.
Where are we going?
We went to Walgreens because Adam was feeling sick. And we went to pick up some medicines. And we got them. We're going through the seasonal aisle where they, like, put out, like, Halloween candy, Valentine's Day candy. And the Valentine's Day candy was, like, going towards the end. And they were putting out Easter stuff. And we find this little plaque that says, oh my god, let me pull it up. I have to I have to look for it. Of all places, fucking Walgreens has this.
Some swinger shit.
Some swinging shit. Okay, the plaque says Playroom in colorful letters, and underneath it says, be nice, share, give hugs. So we fucking bought that shit and put it in our playroom. And it's right next to the lubes, condom, baby wipes, and tissues.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and do our outro. Many thanks to our big sponsor, our apartment, because without them, no, fuck those fuckers. Anyway, we have an affiliate program of sorts with Double Date Nation. On our website, you can click at the very bottom of the homepage, or you can just click on affiliates page, and you get, I believe it's a discount. I think it's up to 3 months free. I want to say I should have done my homework on that, but regardless, you get some sort of great offer from them, and it's a great site, great interface, and honestly, it reminds me of 2019 and 2020 type of platform, whereas everything else just looks dated already, and it's not user friendly. It's not mobile friendly. But anyway, so you can find that on our website. You can email us at using the following email address, questions@thenakedrelationshippodcast.com. Our website is The Naked Relationship Podcast, and all of our social media is
at Teen Hour Podcasts.
And guess who handles the Instagram?
Me. Bye, guys.
Adios.